What's up, fish tank people? Dustin's Fish Tanks bringing it to you on a Sunday, baby. How's everybody doing? I hope you're doing well. In today's video, obviously, we're going to give you a little update on what's going on with the expansion into Greenhouse 3.0. But it is Sunday, it is Species Sunday. I'm going to talk about some cold water plants and how we're bringing plants out of the basins outside and into the basins inside. Come with me, let's go. This is why I wear Crocs. Hello, my name is Dustin and I have a Staro rippins problem. Hi, Dustin. Yeah, I have a Staro problem. I'm obsessed with it, okay? It's something that I want to bring into production. In summertime, in 2 months' time, we were able to grow out the Staro you see here. Now I've got Staro here. I'm impatient, I'm greedy, I want more. You all do this in your aquariums too. You want to try to get everything to grow faster. That's what Americans want, fast, more. I tried to grow the Staro rippins faster. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times 2. I've got 160 plugs of Staro that we have planted in-house. The problem, I tried to get greedy on it and I got us a little bit of algae because I put them up in too much sun. Folks, I'm playing with the sun here. Sun too high, algae, not enough water flow, and then too much sun. Got my Staro, a little bit of algae. Now that can easily be fixed and it's actually easier to peel off in the water. But what I need to do is I need to drop this down into the water about 6 inches and there will be less light and the Staro will grow better. In your aquariums, you want to give Staro almost as much light as you possibly can. Out here, I have given it too much and I'm paying the price. Staro loves this high rock wool or high dolomite content rock wool. And I'm still excited because, you know, if you're not making mistakes, you're not trying. Well, I got to lower this down. So Staro is going to get cleaned up and put, instead of being on the spine of the basin, I'm going to put it down here like this. Next to some super fire Ludwigia arcuata, by the way. Okay, so first we're gonna roll inside while the greenhouse crew is at work. Check this out. Concrete is completed. Absolutely love the job that those boys did. Concrete gives you a hard surface. I'm super pumped about it. We've got some basins, we've got some water in here. I'm gonna show you around this way. We're gonna talk about the basins and the plants that's going on in here in a second, but I wanna talk about some of the things that I learned and I'm doing better this time around than what I did in the original 2.0. It goes like this. Today you can see this metal bracket that's been put up here. It doesn't serve any purpose structurally, but what I'm gonna do is this is gonna give me the ability to hang down halides over each one of these. Greenhouse manager Ryan pointed out, hopefully we won't even need those halides above it, but for now we have the ability to do so. It also gives me flexibility. This is a full sun greenhouse. Unlike that one that has a building on the other side of it, this one is full sun. So in the summertime, the living's easy, the growing's easy, it's gonna get too hot in here, we're gonna be able to hang shade cloths easier. The heads up play by my man Eric and his crew. Shout out to them, they're doing an absolutely awesome job. He told me I can have the porta potty removed by the end of the week because this thing will be done with his portion of it. We'll see how that goes. I've got that done. Also want to point out the electric over here for some of you electrically inclined. I've got 2,200 watts on one side, 2,000 watts on the other. So the half of that outlet goes to there, and then I'm gonna have other ones going on over this way. I'm also gonna mount electric in the ceiling, which I might be able to do on these to hang the halides that I just talked about. You'll notice the drains run almost the whole length of the greenhouse. I love the way these came out. I've got a bunch of extra basins that are actually from our friends at BRRR Ponds over on Southland Drive in Lexington. Unfortunately, are going out of business. You know, someday I'm going to be an old guy selling my biz. He's got a bunch of basins, the pre-cut liners, they're ready to go. So we're kind of modifying the plan a little bit. We're going to run those in here. We're actually going to finish getting those out. Something I wish I would have done, wish I would have had Nicholas and his crew concrete out here and make this come in more. They did the prep work at $250 a square foot. I was kind of pulling back the reins. That way I could use neighbor Charlie's forklift to bring in all the basins, making my life a little bit easier. Whatever, it is what it is. And as I'm prepping basins here in 3.0, I do want to point out I'm actually using some really nice insulation at the bottom of these. One thing this does, it keeps you from going from rubber liner down onto concrete, but it also has a strong R value. I wouldn't say this is R value of 5 or whatever. It's higher than the other stuff that I've used in the past. Keeping temps is everything. Right now it's heating up a little bit in here. At night it drops down to about 39 degrees. Luckily the larger basins, we don't have as much temperature swings, but these have actually sitting where the temperatures around them have gotten this below 40, but inside it remains temps. Now in the greenhouse I use the Fluval E300 heaters. Out here I am using these from our friends at Gemco. This is actually a 1500 watt controller, and it's got these massive things in here. I do want to point out a kilowatt hour, 1,000 watts, costs me 14 cents an hour to run. I did the math on this. The electric bill for just yesterday alone, with all the greenhouse and everything, was about 25 bucks. So there is a cost in heating, but as soon as I get the greenhouse tightened up, healed up, and sealed up, it will be a lot less of a temperature swing to actually heat up to. I often get asked about keeping axolotls, the little, like, I don't know, little lizard looking things that live in the cold water. I've never kept one. My sister Alyssa killed one once, but I know they like cold water. So in today's video, it's Sunday, it's Spiggity Species Sunday. I want to talk about a couple of cold water plants for you. Cold water for me, I'm just gonna go ahead and say I'm comfortable talking about anything around 60 degrees or so. So in this basin here, we're rocking at about 58 degrees. Call it 14 degrees Celsius for everybody else in the world that doesn't use our wonderful Fahrenheit, but 58 degrees Fahrenheit or so. This is what's fun, because a lot of people don't realize that a lot of the plants that you have in your aquariums are actually native to the United States and the northern parts of the United States. And I've got one that's been growing like absolute bonkers over here, and that species is Ludwigia. This, folks, this is a clip of where I run every morning. You can see how this grows in the wild. We're ripping out this basin because we don't want to get too cold, but this is Ludwigia rippens that has been out in the cold, handling the cold the whole time, and absolutely loving it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to slowly bring that one in. You'll notice in full sun we get more reddish tips, and what we're going to do is we're actually going to spray this down with chlorine water, not dechlorid, but chlorine water, to get these little snail eggs off of it and bring these inside so we don't tarnish our existing basins. But full sun, good root structure on these bad boys. Ludwigia can absolutely handle a colder temp. I would try this in a goldfish tank. I think they might mow on it, but it's something definitely worth trying. And then also hardy, like one of the most rugged plants we sell. These are some ugly examples that we actually wouldn't sell. This is Java fern, super duper hardy, cold water loving plant. And then I've got a curveball for you, and it hasn't been damaged yet. This is Amannia seleganensis. There's also Amannia gracilis. These we bought, they were grown above water. We're converting them, but check out the top growth on those bad boys. That's been out in full sun. You're not gonna get that without ridiculously high lights, but we absolutely love the way that this plant has been going and handling the cold temperatures. Again, Amannia seleganensis, you could try it out with cold. The gracilis as well. The seleganensis comes grown above water for us, and then we have to convert it, which you see all the above water growth here. Last but certainly not least, can I talk about it in every video I do? How about Vallisneria? This is actually Vallisneria byensis. This has melted back and came back stronger for us. See the runners coming off of that, and that's just what Val does, folks. It melts off and comes back. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring Val inside, and we're gonna keep it, and we're not gonna heat it, and we're gonna run it in those basins over there. We sell enough Val to cover the mortgage on this place. So Val is going to have a special place. Melted Val, perfect Val, right, Sal. A couple other plants to try out as well. You'd want to check out Bacopa Maneri and Bacopa Yellow Flame, both native to the United States. I would try to run those cold. One thing to consider when you're running cold water plants though, you're running cold, you're running lower octane, you're running lower temperatures, it's not gonna grow as fast. So you wanna keep that in mind, lower temps. I would actually try to supplement more with both fertilizers and a lot of light, because a lot of light's gonna get you that punch for the photosynthesis, even though you're running at a lower octane. Let me know what you think about Greenhouse 3.0. If you got any feedback on what we should be doing, please let me know sooner than later. before we move in. Everybody making an awesome week and tank on. Later.